Okay, I got this John Deere zero-turn Z445. Starts up, but only runs off starting fluid. So we're going to show you how to clean the carburetor today. And the year is 2007. With a 25 horse Briggs and Stratton motor. Or not Briggs and Stratton. Okay, first thing we're going to do is take off the air breather cover. I'm going to take the air filter off. Oh, got to push that yellow tab down. Alright, next thing, we're going to take all this stuff off just to get down there to the carburetor. Alright, we got to take the fuel pump off right here. That's 5/16 bolt. There's one on top and one on the bottom. Now you probably want to remember where everything goes because it's going to be a lot of stuff taken off to get to this carburetor. Alright, over on this side, there's an oil cooler, which the bolts are 3/8. Should be one on the top and one on the bottom. And that just pulls away from your shroud. And if it's built up with a lot of stuff, you probably want to blow it out. Alright, next thing. We're going to go ahead and loosen up the bolts for the shroud, which they are 3/8. There's one here, one here. I think there's a total of 6, and you don't have to take them all the way off. Because this shroud should just slide off. Got one by the oil cooler. This one you gotta take all the way off. So it's got a metal bracket in it. Then you gotta take these two bolts off right here. Which they're 3/8. And it should just slide right off there. Oh, I gotta take that one off. We gotta get a wrench real quick. 3/8. Alright, I got my 3/8. I got a ratcheting wrench. They work wonders. And we're gonna wrench. Sometimes you can't use those. But I try to use them as much as I can. Alright, now it should come sliding right off. Oh, gotta get your the oil drain plug, or the oil drain. Gotta get that off the shroud. There, it's off there. Yeah, I realize you gotta take all this off. So you gotta take all these bolts out. That's your fan cover. And we gotta have to take this off because that's why I couldn't get the shroud off. Which they're all 5/16 bolts. Now the shroud should come right off. There it is. We finally got that off. Here's the oil cooler I was telling you about. And it mounts to here on that side, since you couldn't see it in the VRC from where my phone's sitting at. So that gives you an idea. Alright. I gone ahead and I took these. There's 3 bolts. 2 here and 1 here. It's a T15 star wrench, which that comes up and out, so I can see what's going on a little easier right here for you guys. And we're going to take the hose off here while I'm here. Alright, we're going to take the hose clamp off. Give your gas line a twist. And then pull off. Probably want to leave that kind of high. If you drop it low, it could siphon all your gas down out of your tank. Alright, next, go in between your tank and your wheel. There's a wire down here that's on your carb. That's right here. Pull that off. That's for your electric fuel shut off. I'm going to get you a close up. Try to. No, I'm not going to be able to, but you see that rod right here? Not the wire, the rod. This one. It hooks right into that part, plastic part down there, right there. Right down there, actually. It's kind of dark. There it is. See it? And all you got to do is put some pressure. It pops right out. So when we go put it back on, all you do is push it back in there, pop it back in. I try to get the best video to see what I'm doing. It's kind of hard to do. Next we're going to do is these bolts. There's one here, one on the bottom, and then one over here, one on the bottom there. So there's a total of 4 bolts we have to take off. They're 3/8. You may have to use a wrench. Like I said, there's some down on the bottom. You may be able to do it between your tire and your tank, tire and this. I should have just took the darn thing off that part. Maybe it would have been a little bit easier. Alright, I'm going to get them off real quick. Okay, I pulled this hose off. This just comes right out. Now, that very bottom bolt that's on this side, I had to use some extension and a swivel to get to it. Because if not, you're not getting to it. So make sure you have a couple extensions. Alright, now we got to try to get this choke off of here. That don't look like it's going to be that easy to do. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take, these are 7/16 nuts. I normally don't take them off on the motor until I get it all the way off there, but to give me more room, I'm going to have to get that choke off. Because with this tank here, it kind of hurts me a little bit on it. Don't lose your nuts. I just dropped my nut. So yeah. Alright, that works. See, I should have just took this box off right here. I keep on calling it tank, but it's a box. Your tank's on this side. But now we got to get to where we get this cable off here. There it goes. Just got to pry a little bit. You see how they done it. Now we're going to take it to the other side and give her a good cleaning. Alright, now these, all I use is a 5/32 socket. It fits on there beautifully to take these off. Uh-oh. Make sure you don't take a gasket with. I'm going to have to loosen them all up at the same time. Try not to rip your gasket. Alright, I tapped on that a little bit to bust the seal loose. So we're going to loosen these up little by little, all 4 of them. So I'm not ripping that gasket there. Okay, that part's off. Just remember where everything goes, so you don't forget. Alright, I was having problems breaking these loose, so I use these channel locks to loosen these up. Now I can use a Phillips. You don't want to be stripping them heads out. When you do that, normally you don't get them out. So we're going to get this top plate off. That head's about shot. All right. Just tapping out usually helps. There it goes. Now we gotta get that gasket off without ripping it. You gotta take your bowl off of the carburetor. And that should come popping right off. Don't lose that O-ring that goes on there. I'm gonna put that back on. Actually, take that O-ring off. Set it to the side, because when you go spray with carburetor cleaner, you do not want that O-ring getting hit with carburetor cleaner. Take that rod off. Tilt your carburetor back. So your pin don't fall out of your float. Set that right there. Alright, I'm gonna try to get this off. I got that gasket off there now, so I can get that sprayed. Now when you go tip this thing up, there's these in there. So when you tip the carburetor like that, catch them. Already had one fall out. So lucky enough I have other ones that I could put into it. So make sure you take them out so you don't lose them. Alright, so we're going to go start spraying through everything to get it all cleaned out. Wear gloves, wear safety glasses so you're not getting this in your eyes. I'm going to spray through all these holes. Make sure all of them work. Oh, yeah, see, it just blowed the other one out. Just whatever you do, watch your eyes. Like I said, wear safety glasses. Yeah. See how that blew out? It's very small. So once it falls out, usually you can't find them. If you find it, then you have very good luck. What we're going to do, we're going to take this plastic piece off too. If I can, it'll let me. Just got to put some pressure down on them. Because you don't want to be stripping them either, so you want to make sure you don't strip. And slowly bring it up and out. Why I had that piece turned off, as you can see, let me see if I get a better lighting here. There's a whole bunch of holes that we got to make sure all these holes on both sides all cleaned out really well. So I'm going to spray them with carb cleaners, see. Usually you can spray it through one hole. It usually goes through the other hole. And if it shoots out through the carburetor too, you know it's good. Alright, I think we're going to be calling that happy. Oh yeah, that looks clean. We're going to blow through because these, that's what them are on the bottom. We're going to blow through them. We're going to blow through these holes. I think that one's plugged. Okay, there it goes. It's spraying through. I go from the top. Go from the top through. Alright, that one's definitely needs some work done to it. We're going to get the air out. Blow through that one. Okay, I blowed everything out. Dried everything off. If you didn't take this gasket off when you started doing that, you're probably going to have to find you a new one. I had one in stock. The gasket did not like this carb cleaner, so just for warning you, before you start on that, you better get that off of there. I'm going to blow everything off to get it dried so I don't mess it up anymore. Got this one then. Alright, we're going to get these screws put back in, which they're just Phillips. Magnetized ones help a lot. Screwdrivers. You want to get them tight as you can. All right. Next up, we're going to put them back in. Make sure they're cleaned all the way through. That hole's cleaned. They only go one way. Small end first. Into that hole. Next, we're going to put our float back on. If you haven't cleaned your bowl out, do it. Alright, and then we're going to check, make sure electric shutoff works. And I don't think it does, so we're going to take that off to see. Alright, it takes a 1/2 inch wrench to take that off, which mine was stiff. I think that's probably why it wasn't wanting to run. See how it's supposed to recoil back? Respring back? That's the way it should be. It should not stick either way. It should just come right back and shut off. So I got mine back. All I did is I just took some carb cleaner, sprayed in it to get it loosened back up. Alright, we're going to put that back on. Tighten it up. Alright, now don't forget to put your O-ring down in there in the bowl. Your shutoff on this one has to be towards, like facing towards the gas line. Just like that. It didn't seat in there like it's supposed to. That O-ring needs to set in there just right or it won't work right. Can't really see what's going on in there, so I'm hoping it's right. There we go. Just give it a little twist and usually it'll fall in there. Make sure you tighten it down pretty good. Okay, now we're going to the top. Make sure as when you were doing it, there's no dirt that fell down in there. Carburetors can be a messy deal. They're always dirty. Alright, now we're going to put this plate back on in the gasket. If you have a new gasket, go ahead and put it on. This one's still fine. I can make it work. Sometimes you're better off just putting new on if you have it. Tighten those down. All right. I'm gonna have to find me another gasket, which I believe I have another one. I'm going to scrape this off and I'm going to get my other gasket. Alright, now we're going to slide these back in place. Put the bolts down in there. And tighten it up. Make sure if your rods fell off, put them back on. Alright, now we're ready to put it back on. Okay, we're going to get our stuff put back on. Just got to get that cable in there. Alright, I pushed the carburetor that way and pushed that rod in there. It's kind of hard. You just got to fight with it, move things around, try not to bend too many things because that's a very important area. We're going ahead and get that one down there snapped back in where I showed you. It goes into the plastic. While I'm here, it's pretty easy to do now. Here, snap in. So you know it's locked in there then. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get all this put back on before we go any farther. This has to be put back on, or you can't get your nuts back in. Seven sixteenths. Get that extension. Okay, those are tightened down. Make sure you know your gaskets are all still on here where they're supposed to be at. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get our rubber lines put back on. It's this one you just squeeze, kind of push it into there. It eventually just falls into there. Just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and get these bolts put in. You can get everything lined up. Alright, I'm going to get the other two put on and tightened. Alright, these two bottom bolts are very hard. You can't really get your fingers in there, so I'm going to use my socket. Well, your bolt always want to fall out. So I'm going to put grease on it. See how grease holds it in place? It may be messy, but at least you're not fighting trying to hold your bolt in place. And you pretty much kind of work. You can pretty much do anything you practically almost can to get back there and get it put in there. There we go. I'm having issues. My swivel is not fitting in between anything. So once you get it started, you can pull everything out. And there you go. I'm going to do the other one the same way. Alright, your electric shut off. Don't forget to plug that back in or your mower won't start. and run. I got this plastic piece split back on it. Your fine thread bolt right here goes to the back by the yellow tab. So make sure that goes there. Your other ones go up front. So I'm gonna go ahead and get them tightened down. All right, before you put this piece on, which I had to take back off, get your gas line put back on first. So once you get that on, or if you put that plastic piece on, you can't put your gas line on. So make sure you put your gas line on first, and then put that plastic piece on. All right, we're gonna slide the shroud back on. All right, there we go. And tighten all these up. Alright, I put the oil cooler back on, putting the bolts on. I'm going to tighten them up now. Just watch out you don't over tighten it, strip it. And then that bolt that went alongside there, I had to take all the way out because there's a metal piece there, which I showed you in the video. Alright, I'll go ahead and get these on there. But you gotta line the holes up. Which that's just plastic, so don't over tighten it. Put this top piece back on. Let's make sure that part goes towards that, towards your gas tank. All right, now we're gonna put the air filter back on. And then the cover. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we can go ahead and do the cover now. Oh, don't forget to put your yellow tab up. And then that will fit on there a lot better. Tighten them down. Alright, now fuel pump. Gotta get that on, put your bolts in there, get that tightened down. And they're 5/16. I know you can't see much from there, Alright, those are on. Tightened everything's on there. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.